Welcome everybody to today's stream. Hope you had a nice day so far. So there we go. Welcome. I hope you all had a nice day so far. Today we play some PvE, and in about half an hour we will do a raid training with viewers. We will do Raid Wing 4, so Bastion of the Penitent. It's a decently easy raid, but we still have a lot of new people, so I will explain every single mechanic. So if you are new to raiding, if you want to get some more insight on raiding, then no problem. I will explain everything and be sure to stick around. I try to be as detailed with the explanations as you need to know everything. But this raid, you will see when we get there in a half an hour, is actually really, you can ignore a lot of the mechanics. But first, let's play some strike missions until it's time to play some raids. I really would like to have all your opinions on the balance patch, if it changed your class that you play, if you maybe had to go for another class or tried another class. I would say my summary for the balance patch is that it is decently changing up stuff, but especially for PvE, most of the classes don't have to change a lot of stuff. So you can exactly play the same builds. They might have a little bit lower DPS, but you don't have to change gear around. You don't have to completely relearn everything. So it's in that sense a little bit of a small balance patch that just adjusts some numbers. For example, Elementalists and Joyas might be a little bit sad, but yeah, I guess ArenaNet doesn't like to have Elementalist being top DPS. So I actually don't know that there are a lot of people actually cheating and hacking in World vs. World. I did not notice. This is always sad to see if that happens. So I personally try to ignore it. But of course, if they cheat their way into a keep, into castles and capture them, I really think that's horrible. But ArenaNet has to do something about it. I actually can't do anything about that. And I would just really hope that you don't experience it, because otherwise you can't change it, and it's really sad. I think if that really happens nowadays more often than previously, this is really, really bad, because that in the end will lead to decreasing the fun of players that are playing the game normally without any, let's say, cheats or hacks. And I think this is always a bad sign if there are a lot of exploits going on. I don't like that. I mean, so if I would show it on stream, if that happens, really, if I can showcase that there is a hacker and a cheater going on, then of course I can contact ArenaNet and then they might do something about it. But to be honest, often it's the case that the person that is hacking is not really caring about their account. So if they really get banned, they either find another account to do it with, because nowadays it's really easy to get more accounts in Guild Wars 2, or they just, I don't know, someone else does it. So I think the biggest thing that they have to do there is to fix the possibility to hack and cheat. So oftentimes they have some kind of exploits to break out of the map, to, I don't know, just get more jumps going that help you to get inside a tower, to teleport around, that kind of stuff. And if they fix the issue that you can't do that anymore, then they definitely have the issue better resolved than if they just ban the person that does it, because then someone else might just do it again. I don't know if they block the IP. Sadly, that will not work all the time because people will use a VPN and stuff. We see that in PvP happening, that people just create a free Guild Wars 2 account and play PvP with their free account using a VPN, and you have the same hacker again. So I think the underlying issue is always solving the cheat or the possibility to hack is way more important than banning the person that does it, because they will just come back one way or the other. And that's the same with World versus World. So they try to do that, of course. They try to ban people that are really, really obnoxious in the community. They try to ban them permanently, try to block their IP and that kind of stuff. But sadly, there's always a way for them to come back in one way or the other. Okay, so let's play some strike missions and have some fun, and hoping no one is cheating here or destroying our fun. After that, we will do some nice raid training. As always, if you have any questions, if you have any comment, feedback, just whatever you want to talk about, let me know. Oh, come on, guys. Hello, Sarah. Welcome, welcome. I'm good, I'm good. Had a nice day so far. Hope you all had a nice day as well. Now we're just relaxing until we start our raid training in half an hour. Hope this time everyone that signed up will show up, and we can easily do Raid Wing 4 this time. Hope you had a nice day, all in chat, not only Sarah. So yeah, actually, it's really funny. You asked that question, so today, can you show how to get that cursor? And the answer to that is just watch my video that I just released, I think 1.5 hours ago or something like that, where I talk about the Blish Hut and I explain in detail in the video how to get this cursor. So I can explain it on stream, but the video does it a little bit more on point, a little bit more concise. So just watch that video that I released today. I was today 1 hour in World vs. World. Several people watched instead of attacking, and where you can see incoming attacks, even 4K hit, 1 hit, and I'm running support. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know if that's really the case for a lot of people, that it's really people cheating, or if it's just the servers are lagging a lot. I don't know, that because that can happen as well, that you just see people dodging and there is some kind of rubber banding and that kind of stuff. But if it's really cheats in World vs. World, that sounds disgusting. I really hope that's not the case, or that they can fix it. Yeah, I try to do my best, Geos. I'm always trying to help people getting into raids, getting into Guild Wars 2. I think it's important. There are not a lot of content creators left that help people to get it better at the game. To be honest, there are not a lot of content creators in Guild Wars 2 left in general. So I really try to do my best and help the community out there. Especially if you're a new player, I think it's important that you have some really cool, nice things to learn from. Because if you just join Guild Wars 2 right now, then I think it might be actually quite challenging to get every single content done, just because there's so much nowadays and not a lot of people actually provide a lot of insight in how it's done. You just have to do it and hope that you will get it in the end. So I really try my best to make it clear how stuff works and explain it to you guys. So, oh, the PvP one was, I think, from yesterday. I always try to upload at least 1 video a day, so don't worry. Today I talked about this mouse cursor thing. Another question, do you do infusion trains, like a little longer stream? I don't do infusion trains. I might do them in the future, but currently I don't. For me, infusion trains, I have to be honest, I would do them for you guys because I personally don't care about gold anymore. I have everything in the game that I want to. So yes, I might do it in the future, but currently I'm not doing it. I'm a bit more of an instant player because I like to have all the boons permanently. But I get why people want to do some meta trains and fusion trains. So sure, I might do it in the future. Let's see. No, it's fine. I mean, it depends. If no one, if there are some people not joining up, Cyril, so that we have in the end not all people there that, let's say, said they will be joining this time, that signed up this today, then we will definitely need you. But I hope that we have enough people today. I really hope so. Just because I think if you sign up for something, I really hope that you will also be there. So let's see. I think so, but we have to be sure. So if you don't mind, you can just stick around and we can see if we need more people and you can just join then. Nice, we got the CC. Just came back to the game a couple of weeks ago and been loving it. Never done a raid, but thinking of gearing up one character to do it. Just don't know which one yet. I mean, play the one that you like the most. If you have a character that you enjoy really very much, just play this character. I think every single class has a very good spec for playing raids, for PvE in general, so it's not a big deal at all. So you just start with the character that you like and you can continue from there. The important part here is also raiding is actually more accessible than fractals in that sense. The reason for that is in fractals you have to have, for the higher fractals, agony infusions and ascended gear. For raids you can play in full exotic gear. So if I would create a new account, I can start raiding day one. As soon as I reach level 80 I can start raiding, which is obviously not the case for fractals, or at least for high-end fractals. So it's really easy to gear a character for raids, for that matter. We couldn't CC, that's sad. And just saying World vs. World, not best option at the moment. Yeah, I try to... Of course, today is a PvE stream. I don't want to play World vs. World today. We have enough PvE content to fill the stream for sure. Yeah, quick DPS Scrapper is a good pick. It's a really good class right now, especially with the recent buff. Yesterday's patch buffed Scrapper, I would say. And therefore you are even better than before. It's a really good class. Yeah, so I don't know why 3 people died here. It's actually healed so much, but people still died. Doesn't matter nowadays. Power creep is real. We can do this easily without all the people alive. Yeah, we will see how many people we have. We had enough people sign up for Raid Wing 4 training in the Discord, but sometimes people just don't show up. Sometimes people are late, and if we can't find enough people until 5 minutes after 8 my time, so in exactly 30 minutes, we will fill with the people that are on stream that did not sign up, and we still find enough. So just stick around. If there's a spot left, you can join, of course. Wing 4 is actually really decently easy, so it is not a big problem if we have a lot of people that are new and never did raiding before. It's a classical raid to start raiding, so I would say Wing 1 and Wing 4 are very typical for playing raids the first time. Maybe not the last boss in Wing 4, but let's see if we get to this one. It's definitely a fun wing, so don't worry. And DPS Virtuoso is definitely a good choice. However, with yesterday's patch, I would say Power Virtuoso is not the best pick anymore when it comes to power DPS for Mesmer. I think Power Mirage will be the best option now, just from the benchmark. But Power Virtuoso, if you're a fan of it, you can still play it, of course. It's not that, it's just a little bit less DPS. And Condi Virtuoso got hit a bit as well, but it's still playable, don't worry. All the builds in PvE are still playable. They might just have a little bit less DPS. Which is obviously okay, because I think the DPS got out of control quite a bit with the spear release with Chantia Wilds, and now they tune it a little bit back so that we don't have to completely redesign all the bosses just because we one-shot them. Yeah, Greatsword Reaper in World vs. World is definitely gone. Or at least all the Necromancer specs that used Greatsword in World vs. World. It's completely... It's not usable anymore. 40-second cooldown on Nightfall is just insane. I think this is actually crazy. I think there is almost no offensive weapon skill in the game that has such a high cooldown, which is really, really crazy that they had to go this far. But I guess that you have to do what you have to do to make it not worth running anymore. Welcome, Filthy Cashew, welcome. I think you can still play Reaper in Zergs. I think you can still play a Power Reaper. You would probably just drop the Greatsword and maybe run X on one hand and, I don't know, maybe Sword or something. I don't know. But not Greatsword, at least not for the Force skill. Yeah. We will see how the meta turns out. I think World vs. World has a lot of changes in this patch, so it's not completely clear after 24 hours which kind of builds are the best. At least not to me. So we have to test it a bit more. Yeah, I think Scourge was always such a good pick for World vs. World, and they tried to nerf it, I would say, the last 3 years or something in World vs. World really, really aggressively. But in the end, it was still playable. So let's see if this time they made it so crazy big that it's not playable anymore. If you look at the cooldowns, it looks disgusting. It looks really not playable at all. But in the end, all the other classes got a little bit down-tuned as well, so I'm not completely sure if it's really not worth running at all anymore. In any case, I think it's better to have a little bit of differences, and especially Skirts with all the barrier is not something that you want to see if you want to see fights resolve in at least a decent amount of time. Because before the balance patch, if you had an organized squad, it was quite possible that you could have a 50 versus 50 fight that takes minutes, maybe even 5 to 10 minutes to resolve, just because there were so many supports and barrier and defensive healing and whatever that you can't really get through it. And I think this is a really big issue that Scorch, for example, was the reason. Yeah, definitely. I think it depends a little bit on the game mode. For example, PvP can be a little bit faster because there are not that many people playing. So if there's, for example, one change and everyone plays Mirage now, then you will see the meta shifting quite fast. So everyone is now playing Mirage right now, so the meta already shifted. But if you look at PvE, then we have to get the benchmarks first and check how the rotations go and that kind of stuff. So it takes a bit. And in World vs. World, you have to just fight and try it for yourself. So you're completely right there. I think it takes quite a while. Yeah. Yeah, I think Marauder Spellbreaker in PvP and World vs. World is a very decent pick. I think that nothing changed there, so it's definitely still worth running, I would say, especially if you enjoy it. I think it's a very decent pick. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it is funny if you have all the boons, I think, but if you are somewhat of a dedicated World vs. World player, you want to have the fights resolve in a decent amount of time. You don't want to have 50 versus 50 people crashing in each other and standing on top of each other for minutes without anything happening just because you have so many boons and so many barrier applications all the time. So I think this is not what you want to have. Even if it's funny the first few times, I think typically you want to have a fight that is decently fast and you can decide it by playing better and not just staying there and really hoping that the enemy's cooldowns run out faster. I think this is definitely not worth it. I encountered the data in World vs. World. To be honest, I don't see a fucking difference compared to before update. It's like drug going invisible way too fast and way too often. Post nerf didn't do shit to those annoying bastards. Yeah, I would say I fought some Dead Eyes as well. I agree. The damage is actually still annoying. And if you fight a very decent Dead Eye, they are still really, really annoying from the mobility and all that kind of stuff and stealth access. But I would say if you can punish them, if they go in stealth and you can reveal them or something, because of the high initiative cost, you might score a kill. But I agree, I think they are still really, really good roamers. I think they might still be a really, really good option for roaming Dead Eyes. it depends a bit on the class. For example, if you play Catalyst, a Hammer Catalyst or something like that, you might not kill it, but it might also not kill you because of all the reflex and stuff that you have. Or Dagger Catalyst. But if you're, for example, a Necromancer or something that is a little bit slower, then you might have a tough time because they just kill you after a while. Yeah. What are we doing? Please. Stop. Why are you running? I think it's a good decision to not be able to get alacrity for your squad and party anymore in World vs. World, because that was the biggest issue, I would say, that we had. That classically, if you have a boon that reduces cooldowns of every single attack and a buff and that kind of stuff, typically you just have a longer fight in the end, just because you get all your defensive cooldowns back faster. So I think it's a really good decision to completely change the application of that. But I don't know. Yeah, sorry, that's what I was thinking, the "why are you running" meme. But of course I can't make it as funny as the real meme. Yeah, I think the change with alacrity is good. But I think you can still play very tanky in World vs. World, even without alacrity, and make it really tough to kill squad composition for sure. Yeah, I think Deadeye has one really important design flaw in that sense, that it's that I think, in my opinion, if you want to be a deadly sniper, you should lose mobility for it. Yeah. So if you want to be a ranged guy, then you should not have the mobility as a classical thief. But sadly, Deadeye doesn't have that problem. So typically a Deadeye is also still very fast. So I think if they nerf the mobility on a Deadeye to make it a little bit more punishable, if you are close and they can't get away from you, then then I would say it's a good thing. But nowadays I feel like, yes, you nerf the stealth access, but they still have a lot of mobility, they still have a lot of range pressure. Seems like it's still a very, very good roaming spec. Yeah. I mean, there was a world where they designed World vs. World and PvE even around having quickness and alacrity, which are the most powerful boons in the game, to not be permanent. So they just would be for a few seconds. And then it would be really interesting, because then it would be a very skillful application. So then you would have, for example, the commander calling out, okay, quickness now, because we need a really big burst in the next 3 seconds. Yeah. So that would be really interesting. But they designed the game after years of being out in a way that you just have quickness all the time, or you don't have it at all. Which is sad, but they can't really change that now. So it's too late to go back to anything less than permanently quickness in PvE, for example. But yeah, I bring that up often, and I think it's my opinion. I think there might be people that like to have permanent quickness. I get that, but I think it's more like I don't know, just convenience. I think people just like to have it all the time, so that's why you enjoy having it. I think it's not like it makes the game so much better to have quickness. Permanently, at least. No, when Heart of Thorns first came out, we did not have permanent quickness, and we did not have permanent alacrity. The interesting part here is, for the people that were not there when it came out, before Heart of Thorns, we didn't even have quickness and alacriity to that extent. Alacrity was not even in the game. When alacrity was first introduced with Heart of Thorns as a buff, for example, like this one, or like super speed, you could not remove it. It was like not a boon, but it was just a buff. And the only class that had access to it was Chronomancer. And it was only able to have a decent amount of uptime, which made it really bunkery in PvP, for example. But it was not really common to have 100%, and it was not a boon that much. So they just changed it after a while to a boon, and then it became a little bit out of hand, because then they slowly started introducing alacrity to other classes as well. And then they came up with the decision at some point to say, okay, we have to give every single class the ability to provide alacrity and quickness 100%. And then it's caused the problem that you expected that like this on your boon bar. If you don't see that on your boon bar, then you are trolling in PvE. So that's something that they adjusted, and I think this is not something that we really liked back then, but that was their design decision. Yeah. I think boon corruption is definitely something that you could make more valuable, but the sad part about it is you spam boons nowadays so crazy amounts of boons that you typically just can't keep up with boon corrupts, especially now with the nerfs to Nightfall and that kind of stuff, with the AoE boon corrupts that we had. It's now even harder to boon corrupt, especially with Scorch being having higher cooldowns and that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a bit janky, I would say. I think if you nerf boon access, you have to be careful to also take into account that you have a lot of boon corrupt, and if you nerf too much of the boon corrupt, you also have to take into account that the boon application is still there. So you have to find a nice balance, and I think they always struggle with that a bit. Definitely for World versus World, of course. For PvE, I think this is not really happening. So let's get the squad up and running. I would be happy to have boons removed from World vs. World. Nerfing stuff in PvE makes sense. Makes me do a table flip. I'm not sure. I would not remove the boons completely, but I would agree that they should decrease the amount of boons that you can get. Yeah, I think it's actually, I agree. I think it's really annoying for people that just play one class. They want to stick with one gear set, that they nerf stuff in PvE as well. That leads to changes in the boon access and that kind of stuff. I think this is not good. But typically, those balance changes are not that frequent. So if you have to change your gear now, it's quite likely that you will stay on the gear for the next 6 months. But I can get why it's really annoying if you're only playing one class, only one build, and then you get a balance change and you have to change all your gear. I think this is not something that you want. I get that. Okay, let's set up the squad. And yeah, have some fun in raids, I guess. So who signed up? Let's see. Who's there? Who signed up? With the casual. Oops. Okay. So if you have any questions, please let me know always. Also, during the raid, I try to read chat as much as I can. But of course, it's not that... I try my best, but of course, if I have to concentrate on the raid boss and explaining everything, it might be a little bit less than usual. Just as a warning. Wow. Thanks for the sub. Really appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks, Heavenfire. Okay, so let's see, who do we have? So I guess you have Courier on A-Heal, and I'm also playing support. So we need 2 quick or... Let me join Discord for a second.
Someone's a bit impatient. You think there's something important here?
Hello, hello. So, as always,
Where exactly are we?
Good question. I don't know.
as always, I will talk in Discord as well. You won't be able to hear it on stream. So just if you have any questions, you can ask them and I answer them without a delay. I will also do all the shout calling so that if some mechanic is happening, I try to be as fast as I can to shout it out and that you can react to it. Yeah, I would definitely wait. If you really want to go for a different build, Galen, then I would always wait for having a really dedicated guide about the new gear, what kind of rotation you have to go for. Don't do it on the first day because there will be changes for sure. Yeah, definitely. I would say if you play a Power Tempest build and you enjoy the playstyle and the benchmark before the patch was 45, 46k or something, and now it was nerfed around 3 to 4k, so it benches at around 4 to 42k or something, and you bench it around 30k, that might be a bit low, but for raiding or for this training rate, it's not a big deal at all. So just play what you like. But if you want to optimize your experience in the future, then I would of course always try to aim, if you really have the similar gear, so if you have full ascended gear or if you have at least full exotic gear of this specific gear stats, then I would always aim for the benchmark of around maybe 80 to 90%, then you will be okay. Yeah. So classically, I would say if you have full perfect gear, so full ascended gear, I would aim for 90%. If you have full exotic gear, 80% is decent. Yeah. So, Mr. Smith, let's see how many people join up that I have in my Discord channel already signed up. We wait until 8:05, and if we still have spots open, then you can join for sure. Hello, hello. So we know that Filthy Casual is playing Power Tempest, and so again, the first, or I would say every single boss here is not really needed that you play Condi or Power. The first boss actually does a decent amount of attacks, so typically a Confusion-based Condi build is actually quite decent on this boss. It's one of the rare bosses where Confusion is actually a nice addition, but that does not mean that you have to play only Condi Mirage now or something like that. So I would say the only really important thing is, and that's, I have to warn you, Heavenfire, if you're playing a Power Soul Beast, this first boss, you don't have to use, or you must not use any reflects. It's really, really important. So if you're using X5 on Soul Beast, on a Power Soul Beast, this attack does reflect, and you can kill the whole group with that. So either don't use it, or play another class. So if you can restrain yourself from not using it, it's completely fine to play Power Soul Beast, but please don't kill us, because it will one-shot us if you do that. Yeah, it's only you. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, definitely. I think if you play a class and you just increase the amount of time that you put in, you don't even have to bench it on a golem all the time. You can just play strike missions, what you want to do, play it in open world, just get a little bit of feeling of how the rotation works. And in the end, typically, you will improve and you will just have more muscle memory, which buttons to press after another. And typically, in the end, you will reach easily 80%, typically at 90% if you just commit a little bit of a time on the golem. Willbender is really good. So I think Willbender is one of the highest benchmarks right now. Condi Willbender is extremely strong. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I think Quickness Herald is a really good build. Sadly, it got nerfed a bit in the damage, so it's not the best Quickness DPS anymore when it comes to the damage, but it is still extremely powerful when it comes to the boon access. This has so easy boon access. It can also carry your other boon support because you can provide boon extension. So if the other boon support doesn't have permanent boon uptime, you can make it permanent. It's really, really good. So I think this is heavily underrated, for sure. Yeah, I think it's a very decent main. I think this is one of the rare classes where I would say if I see a quickness DPS herald in my squad, I'm always happy because I know I have some safety net with the boons. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, it's not like it's carrying the group completely, but it's definitely helping a lot. Yeah. Okay, so we need 2 quick DPS. So if you are our DPS is okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean it's not you don't have to do a perfect rotation, especially in a training run. Are you already in the squad or not? I'm trying Boon Chronomancer and just level at 20k on the Golem. Yeah, I think 20k on the Golem as Boon Chronomancer is a bit low. I think you have to improve on that. So typically Boon Chronomancer, one of the really big selling points is the high DPS. So you would reach around typically 37k after the nerfs, probably around 35k. So if you are decent at 80%, 90%, you should at least reach 31k or something. Then you would be okay. Yeah. No problem. I mean, it doesn't matter if you listen from Twitch or Discord. Yeah, sorry. Did you have a question? I wrote it in the trainings chat. So which command you should use. I can squad join my character name, which is Xiana Syria. I just don't want it to write it in the stream chat yet because I want to give the people that are possibly signed up time to come. What's the DPS for the new Solo Reaper build like? Don't remember it being mentioned in the video. So the Condi DPS from the Solo Reaper build guide that I mentioned, did I not mention it? Yeah, I think I did not. I think it's around 30k. So it's extremely high for a solo build. I think it's one of the highest DPS builds that you can play. Reaching 30k DPS as a solo build is insane. So this is typically not a classical build. Typically you reach around 20k, 24 maybe if you're really good, but 30k is insane. This is really, really strong. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any restrictions on my classes and builds that people need to play for the raid trainings, but of course I don't want to have someone running a rival warrior, core warrior with soldier stats. This is not very helpful for our composition. Typically you want to have at least somewhat close to a meta build. Yeah. Okay, so we need one more quick DPS. We have one already assigned, but we still need someone. So if you Life is Strange or Echo, you can play a quick DPS build. That would be good. But if you're, of course, more comfortable on something else, China is quick DPS, then perfect. Then we have that. And we are Gucci. Everyone else can play DPS then, except Courier and Life is Strange and the not joined person. Yeah, looks good, looks good. No, it's fine if you only play Scourge. Scourge is actually very good, especially in trainings, because you have Barrier for your party, and Barrier is such a safe pick because you will just passively help the party survive, even though you're DPS build. So it's really, really good pick for trainings. You might not have the highest DPS, but that does not matter. Not at all. No, you go DPS then. It's perfectly fine. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, sure. Sounds good. But like you can see, we still need 3 people, so if they don't show up in the next few minutes, you can join. So don't worry. Just want to give the others the chance first because they actually signed up. So I repeat myself, I think no one probably maybe Filthy Casual can do it, but all the others can't. Don't use any reflects. It's really important. The first boss is you will kill us if you use reflects. It's typically not a big problem, but you should be aware of it. I mean, I really enjoy if people notice my builds are being good, maybe some kind of experimental builds that still work out really, really well. I think it's really cool if I, as a content creator, get more knowledge acknowledged from other people, because I put a lot of effort in those videos. It doesn't seem like it oftentimes, but I put a lot of research into it, try to come up with builds on my own and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so sounds Mesmer is a good pick, so why not? Yeah. It depends how much effort my videos are. So some videos that I put out, I prepare over weeks. So I have to gather footage over the weeks that I already know I will produce that video in the future. So I will record something on stream, something off stream, and write my script whenever I have time. So I think it's not something that I say, okay, I will sit down on the weekend and then I will work for 10 hours straight. It's more like it comes when I have time and stuff. So yeah, I think I put a lot of effort on my YouTube channel. It's not only on the weekends. I can tell you that much for sure. Yeah. So this map I'm currently on is actually an instance. It's Bastion of the Penitents, and it's a raid instance, so you can get in there from Lion's Arch Airdrome, or where's the actual entrance? It's in Bloodstone Fen, actually. Okay. Okay, I mean, 1 second. Okay, Q, if you're still there, we can now just invite you to the party. I guess that's fine. One second. Holy shit, thanks a lot, Q. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, worked perfectly. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. But as always, I don't need any donations. If you want to join my stuff, I'm happy to have you here, so that's no big deal. Okay, we have a really new good person with only 600 AP. That's fine. We will try to get you through this raid rank then. Okay, Q, so the last spot is for you then. You can play whatever DPS you want to play. And let's see. Just type squad join my name that I just posted in the... I can post it again in the training chat. In your Guild Wars 2 chat. Yes, perfectly. Okay, so Courier, I think you know what you have to do. You will be the clanner person. You will start it, and all the others can come with me here. I will slowly start explaining the raid fight. We will just already go to the platform so that I can explain everything. No, play whatever you like, just don't use reflects. No, reflects, that means a text that will reflect, for example, projectiles and that kind of stuff. But if you don't know what it is, then you typically don't use it, so that's fine. Yes, of course. I guess only Courier and me. Yes. So which 1 second, which health bar do you mean? On my stream or on yours? In game.
Time to do some real damage.
Yes, you can. I think you can do that if you go to the settings where I'm currently on stream, and if you enable or disable those. That's fine. I'm the healer. I try to have as much healing on you as I can. So you can make it a little bit smaller, but I'm not completely sure if you can complete. Yeah, if you, those two settings. Yeah, if you mean you want to completely remove it, I'm not sure if you can do that. Yeah, we're starting with Wing 4, so you have to go into the Lion's Arch airdrome and you can just join us in here. Do you know where that is? Where that is? That's fine. I mean, I will try to be as much shout caller as I can be, so I hope you still see the text. So, Q, if you go in this area in Lion's Arch, where I'm currently showing on stream, you will see a pop-up into this raid where I'm currently. Exactly this room. Yeah. Not in the room with the golem, but in the same area where you have to go first before you go to the golem. Yes. Okay, I can slowly start explaining because it's not that hard. Typically, a lot of the mechanics I will explain now will not be, let's say, visible. Let's hope, because some of the mechanics are just, we skip it or they will not impact us at all. So I already set up some markers here. Those are important for one of the most important mechanics in this fight. This fight is really easy. The reason for that is you just stand where the arrow is. Yeah. So there is no tank in this fight. We all stand on the arrow all the time. Important part here is try to stand. If you have this compass on the platform, you can see this, I don't know, drawing on the platform. Always stand inside the circle. Really, really important. Always stand inside. Don't stand outside. Because this boss does auto attacks that will use projectiles that will only hit you if you stand outside of this ring. If you get hit by those, you will get knocked back and possibly knocked out of the platform and you will die. So always stand here. Really important. And like I said, this boss doesn't have any tanking mechanic, so everyone stands here. The only reason why I put the other markers here is because we will see a mechanic that happens with the fight progressing more often, that one person, the most far away person actually, will get a red ring around it. So if you see your character gets a red ring, you move out of the group. So this red ring will stay there for a certain time, and no, it's you see it on your screen that there is a AoE around your character. And this is really important that you notice it, because it will heavily deal damage to your party members or your squad members, but not to you. So if you move out of the group, you deal. Yes, I will explain it again. So if you have your graphic settings to the shaders at least at medium and not high, not low, I mean. So if you have the shaders at least at medium, you see those drawings in the middle. Yeah. If you have it at low, you don't see it. Yeah. So if you just move, yeah. Wait, I can just move through. I can show you. I'm coming back for you. No. Just walk through. Nothing brutal happens. It's just water. Okay. Yes, like already pointed. Yeah. like already pointed out, you have a special action key. You don't have to use it in normal mode. You can, but you don't have to. In challenge mode, you have to use it because it will get used automatically if you don't. So it's annoying, but we don't do challenge mode. We just do normal mode. So you can use it to dash around. It's also an evade. It can help you to move around in the fight. But like I said, typically you just stand on the arrow all the time. So you don't really have to move around. So I was explaining the red mechanic because this is really important. So if you see that you get a red circle around your character, move out of the group because it will do damage to your party members. And because there will be multiple happen at the same time, that's why I put 3 markers up. So there will be at maximum 3 of those red circles happening. So the first person moves to circle, the second one moves to heart, and the last person moves to square. All of them stand on the outer edge of those drawings to not get hit by the auto attack. So it's the same reasoning, just not standing in the stack of the party. Other than that, the order does not matter, just don't stand with someone else. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry. Be positive, be positive. We will get that. Okay, let me explain all the rest of the mechanics. There will be some greens happening. Exactly like Veil Guardian, where you see an area lighting up, and there will be actually multiple areas lighting up around the arena. They spawn somewhat randomly where they are. Typically, you have to stand in those greens when they expire, otherwise you will get some negative debuff. That moves you, makes you slower, and it will also CC you. So, yeah, sure, you can just stand on me. Yeah? That's always what you should also do, because I'm the commander. Typically, the commander stands where the whole party should stand. Okay, let me explain the rest, and then you can ask some questions, okay? So, this green mechanic is also important to know that it's not only green and you have to stand in the green has also some markings on top of it. That will show how many people you have to stand in there. You have to stand in there at the end, because otherwise it will not work. It will just say, okay, you're not enough, and that's not helping you. So if there are 4 markings above, you see it's just some glowing orb, then it will work. And if you are only 3 people in there, when there are 4 markings on top, it will just not registrate your characters being there, and you will still get hit by the attack. However, and this is now the important part, if you have stability when this attack happens, you can completely ignore it. It doesn't matter. So that's why we stand all here. I and all, hopefully the other supports, will try to use stability when this attack happens, and we can completely ignore it. Really, completely, without any idea. I just want to tell you how the mechanics normally works, because if you see people using it, especially in challenge mode where you have to do it, then you should at least understand what you normally would do here. It is actually not always 1, 2, 3, 4 people. It depends on the circle, because some of them are bigger, then you need more people in there. Sometimes only 1 person, then you can stand in a smaller green alone, and it still works. But like I said, there will be a marking on top of the green that will indicate that. But it's not important for our training run here, because we will just stack on top of each other. Other than that, this fight is really straightforward. The boss might jump around at some point. You will just stay here. He will come back after a few seconds. And that means we just stand here and wait until he comes back. Yes, you would but let's say typically a training run, yes, it's correct. You should try to train the mechanics. But if no one does the mechanics, even in packs, then you classically just ignore the mechanics in a training run as well. Because then we should have trained the Gorseval walls as well, where you have to destroy the spirit walls and you have to jump off the platform and use the updraft. But no one does that, so I will do the normal strategic gameplay that you use with stability and that kind of stuff, because it's way easier. So that's really important. And other than that, there are 2 other really nasty attacks that the boss can do, but most of them can either be negated by stability, or you just stand in the drawing in the middle and you don't get hit at all. So it's really, really important that you just stick to the party, and if you see you get those red circles around your character, you move out. Typically, supports try to, get the red circles because they can move out of the stack without really losing a lot of agency, because they can heal themselves, they can survive alone, and the squad stays on the circle. And last thing, this is really important, there will be exactly the same teleports happening as on Veil Guardian. Exactly the same. So if you enjoyed them on Veil Guardian, you will enjoy them here as well. So if you stand in this weird telegraphed attack that looks like, I don't know, some sky or something on the ground, then you will get teleported around the platform, which is like in Veil Guardian, quite deadly, because you might teleport in an attack of the boss, you might teleport out of the squad, getting the red circle, and you might die then because of that. So it's really important that you try to avoid these attacks by either dodging, blocking, moving out. And this is not that hard if you just stand on the squad and try to negate those attacks. This boss is, I would say, slightly harder than most strike missions, but only slightly, because you can really cheese all the attacks. It's not, don't be scared, it's actually not that hard. And typically you can see we have one person, which is our other support, standing with Clanner. That's why we can stand here on the platform, because normally the boss would spawn already, but you first have to speak with Clanner to make the boss spawn, and she walks here until she's here. It takes a minute or so, and that's it. Okay, so are there any questions? Because that's already all of mechanics. Perfect summary, yes. No break bars, no phases whatsoever. This boss is really straightforward. Yeah? No, your fire elementalist attacks are not reflects. Reflect skills are really classified, for example, like feedback, where it already says in the text, reflects projectiles. Don't use those attacks. So typically, if you use all meta builds here, no one should have reflects except from me and Heavenfire, because the X5 on Soul Beast reflects. Yes. And Guardian Wall, for example, has, but like I said, typical meta builds don't have that. Yeah, definitely. It's always important to just see the mechanics. I just want to explain everything beforehand, that you at least could have the possible knowledge to know what you have to do. But like I said, this boss is really easy. Just stand on me, or at least on arrow all the time, and just DPS the boss. Okay, so if there are no other questions, let's ready check. And if you're ready, Courier can start Clanner. No, don't kill me with the red circles. That's not what we want to do. I try my best healing, of course, but the red circles deal quite a lot of damage. I'm not sure if I can do that. Okay, so now we talk to Clanner. So now it takes a while until she moves here to this. And that's why Courier has to move a bit fast, move here and glide over. And then typically Clanner stands on the edge here and the boss will spawn. And then you can instantly damage it. Of course, that was only possible the first time. If you wipe here, we have to reset and we can't do this again. I just wanted to show you the platform and the markings, because on this fight they're actually quite helpful to stand and not get hit by this. So please try to move a bit closer to the middle, to the center, so that you are sure and not get hit by the attack. We don't want to have people flying around. And always, if you get thrown around, if you get teleported, use the special action key. So there's the boss. There is also the green mechanic. I give you stability. Okay, we got some people teleported around. Try to not see that. It's not really a blue AoE as on the Veil Guardian. It has some blue telegraphs, but it's more a little bit different attack. Also makes your screen yellow. So you can see some people get teleported. Just try to stack on the boss. Now we got someone with the red Heaven Fire. You have to move to the circle, for example. I will heal you. But you see the knockback attacks. That is really annoying if you stand outside of the circle. Try to stand in the markings. And there will also be the green happening. So now there's the green. We can give you stabilities to not get hit by this attack. Heaven Fire was a little bit outside, it's fine. If only 1 or 2 people get hit by this, that's not a big deal. If the whole party gets hit, that's a little bit annoying. So I will try to give stability as much as I can. Try to not stand in the teleports. I try to give you some blocks, but you can see this boss is really easy. We have 8 people that don't know too much. Yeah, there's the red thing. You have now 3 people that have exactly the red thing on them. So the red circle. You can just continue and deal DPS where you stand. I will try to heal, but someone has it. I think Courier, you have it. Or I think Echo. Yeah, Echo. So you have to move out of the group and try to stand on hard. Exactly, looks good. And this boss, like I said, really easy. I try to heal you if you're standing a little bit outside of the squad. But you see, it's not a big deal. It's really not anymore with the power creep. Try to move out with the red, please, Q. You have it this time. Just that we don't get... It will teleport around. No problem. I try to have my eyes open and see it. We can try to get Resurrect Echo. I can try. Okay, got you. If he's teleporting, just ignore it. Just stand on the circle and wait until he's back, and then we can just kill him. No one died. I would say rather clean. People got teleported, but you can see what I meant. This boss is not hard. It's fine. Okay, that was the first boss. Sure, go ahead. If the boss is teleporting, you should wait until he's back, yes. If you know he just teleported, then you can do it. Yeah. The red attacks will go to the people that are standing the most far away from the boss. So that means if you teleport in the boss, it's not a problem. However, if you get teleported by the attack, for example, by the teleport attack, you are very likely to get a red attack because of that. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's like a little bit of a visual overload if you play this boss the first time over every single raid boss, I would say. Okay, let's continue. But you just have to prove, get a little bit more knowledge. Just let it sink in what I explained to you and try it again. And typically, it's actually not hard. Yeah, exactly. So now we just go up here and have to do a little bit of a mini game with some shovels, and that's it. No, you can also headbutt. It doesn't matter. You can use that. It's completely fine if you use all your skills. The only thing that you can't use here on the first boss, or you should not, are reflects, because you can reflect those knockback attacks, and even if you're standing in the middle, you will still reflect the attack, and that will lead to people getting randomly knocked off the platform, even if you're standing in the center, which is really annoying. That's completely normal. It happens. And I have some ranged healing. I try to heal you even if you're moving out of the group. So I will give you a teleport here to the shovel. Oh, first someone has to interact. Wait a second.
All right, lead the way.
Okay. Now you should see a... So there is an attack. There is an attack that will... Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And when this expires, now you can take a shovel here, by the way, if you're standing on me, and come back to me, to the pile of rubble, and we can remove it with the shovel. So as soon as the cloud thing on the ground, sky, whatever, however it looks, a little bit different than the Veil Guardian one, but it still has the blue lightning beam going up in the sky, and it has the yellow border around your screen if you're standing in it. If you move out of that, then it's fine. If you stand in it at the end when it expires, then you will get teleported. So, yeah. Nothing new. It's actually a little bit of a copy and paste boss to the extent. Okay, so next boss. There are 4 bosses in this raid ring. Yeah, we will go for most of them. Let's see how far we get. This boss is again a little bit weird. You're not really fighting the boss itself, you're fighting more the environment, I would say. Really important is this boss only needs 2 people to understand how it works in normal mode. Okay. Yeah. So the thing is, this boss, I don't want to do the mechanics here. I want someone new to do it. The reason for that is, if you don't do it in a training, you will never do it. So please try to be volunteering for mechanics in this fight. We have 3 mechanics. One of the mechanics is really important. It's the first one, which is the claim here. Yeah. One person goes here and interacts with this, gets the claim buff. Please don't do that yet. Do it when we start the fight. Yeah, that's fine. So the claim mechanic, if you interact with this, you get a special action key, and only you get that special action key. It has, I think, a 5-second cooldown or something, and it will claim a tile, so one of those squares on the ground. So currently we're standing in a not lit half of the fight. The other half is lit, and it will do damage to you. It's not completely crazy amounts of damage, but if you stand consistently in there, it's probably too much to heal. So that means the claim is really important because it can flip a tile from being damagey to not being damaging. It's really important to use that off cooldown, especially on tiles that are close to you, or even if you're standing on one, use it on this one. So the claim is really important to just make this fight smooth. The next thing is the boss itself doesn't do any damage or attacks, but it will be focusing or moving towards the person that has the claim. So you are, so to say, the tank, but you don't tank anything because the boss doesn't do anything. It just moves towards you. So that means you have to stand correctly and don't move completely off the arena or something. Yeah. So the claim mechanic is, in that sense, the tank mechanic as well. Typically you use that on a chronomancer or something, because the chronomancer has a trait that gives you better alacrity. So the cooldown of the special action key is even shorter than with normal alacrity, and you can claim faster, but most of the time it doesn't matter. So that's the first mechanic. The second mechanic is, there will be at the side of the arena, I can put some markers down, there will be here, and here, here, and here. There will be 4 ads spawning, and they will slowly move towards us. So towards this point here, or this point, so they move just on their tiles towards the end of the room. They themselves don't do anything, except they will claim the tile they touch. So if they move over a tile that is not claimed by the boss, it will get claimed and will get the damagey field. So it's important that you, first of all, try to not stand in the claimed fields. Second of all, the person that has the dispel, so this is the second special action key that you can get, should use the dispel special action key on those mobs, because they are invulnerable, and if you dispel their invulnerability with the special action key, people can attack it, and we can kill them. As they move towards us, we typically just let them move towards us until they are next to us and we kill them. So that means the dispel person should dispel the middle ones first, and then can, if you want, the outer ones. Why is that important? Because the ads, if they reach the other side of the arena, they will become mobile and will also be able to attack us. So then they will come to us and actually attack us. If they did not get dispelled before, you should at least dispel them now, because that means we can still kill them. When the ads die, which is quite easy because they don't have too much health, they explode and deal some nice damage to us. So we have to really try to either kill them far away or just ignore them and heal the damage from the damage they do. Okay, so that's the second mechanic. The third mechanic, yeah, what's that's true. Yes, that's true. I just want to explain the mechanics, even though if you can ignore all of them, because in the end, for example, if you do it in challenge mode, if you just want to carry a group, you have to understand what you are doing. I know. I just want to explain it first, and then we can try it, and we will easily kill it. I can tell you that much. Just want to. It's not a training if I say I carry you through the ring and you don't understand anything in the end. Yeah. That's my. Yeah. Okay. So the second thing that is really important is it's not only that the tiles deal damage. There will also be some spikes spawning, and the spikes you can see that the holes in the ground will usually after a while get spikes, and they will have after 3 seconds or so, the spikes will come up and instantly kill you. Not downstat, they will instantly completely kill you. So move out of the tile when it happens. That means that the tank, so the person with claim, should always move out first. Of course, if you're trainee and have the claim, I tell you move to the next tile, to the right for example, and there will be no spikes and we will survive the attack. And after that, we can move back or just stay there. So it's really important that you just look at the spikes. Are there spikes? If there are, move to the next tile where there are no spikes. Why is that important? Because the last special action key is protect. Typically, you can only use that once a fight. Has a really high cooldown, but it will save you or where you put it down on your current position and a small bubble around you. All the people that stand in there will be saved from the spikes. So you protect them for one-shot attack. That can be helpful if someone fails to move, if there's a lot of mechanics happening at the same time. But typically you don't need it in normal mode. Which of the three is the most difficult one to execute? They are all really easy. I would say in challenge mode, the protect one is the most important one because you only have it once. So if you use it at the wrong time, you waste it. I would say if you understand claim and dispel, they are really easy. So I would say claim is the most useful one because you really need it. Otherwise, you just troll your group. Yeah, sure, I can also wait a bit. Yeah. So just saying, I would say protect is in normal mode completely useless because we can just ignore everything. In challenge mode, otherwise, I would say it's somewhat useful because the challenge mode is actually the real encounter, I would say. The normal mode is actually just the DPS golem. The challenge mode has another mechanic which can also one-shot you, and that can lead to some weird interactions with the boss and some spikes happening with another mechanic, and you get one shot. The one way or another, the protect can save you from that. But like I said, we don't do the challenge mode, we just go for the normal mode. And I think I explained everything about this boss. There is not too much to know. And as soon as everyone is back from the short break, we can start with this one. There are no phases, there are no break bars. Nothing here, just full DPS, just full typical healing and boon application that you use for your normal thing. Yeah, so we will let Sato do claim. Who is volunteering for the spell? Yeah, okay, then. The important part is that you just use it off cooldown on the minions. That's it. You see a yellow bubble around it. That's what Echo is currently referring to. You have to use the dispel on that. So if you see a minion with a yellow bubble, use it on that. If there's no yellow bubble, use it on another minion. Really easy, actually. No, you just use it whenever you have it and you don't have to call it out. So typically I can tell you, oh, use it on this one because it's coming towards us or something. It's more important on this one. But typically the cooldown is so short that you can just use it on every single one that spawns. It's something like that, yeah. It's really high range. Typically you don't have to move that much. Yeah. And the important part here, this fight starts as soon as all the 3 things are collected. So if every assigned person presses F and interacts with claim, dispel, and protect, the boss fight will start. So typically you have the claim person claim the claim first, move to the boss because they will be the tank, and then you can either start the fight by collecting protect or dispel last. So if someone wants to volunteer for protect, go for it. But like I said, you probably don't have to use it. So it's a very easy volunteer then. Okay, so now then whoever wants to do it can go for protect now, and the last person will be Heavenfire that takes the spell, and that will start the fight. So let's do a ready check, and we move here. So this is the classical tanking position, exactly at the edge of those 2 tiles, because then we can easily move and switch between them if some of them get spikes. But just stand on top of me, and that's everything that you need to know actually for this fight. Okay, so now first claim, and then come to us, and then we then protect, and the fight starts. So, and you can start claiming the attacks with your special action key next to us so that we have more space to move. Exactly, perfect. And you see it's not really difficult. You just stand there. If you're the claim person, try to not move at all, so the boss will also not move at all. And we can try to get the exactly perfect dispels as well. And now we see this Jade Scout came towards us and claims the first tile here. We get another claim back, and that's fine. Now it will die. It will completely... we will just ignore it, and we will completely ignore and deal all damage, and it's completely easy. Now the first spikes will spawn. Like I said, we just move. No, we stay. Please don't move towards the spikes. Stay on this tile. And there they come. This would be a one-shot, so everyone is standing on the right side of the tile. Really, really easy. If you're the tank, don't move. So this time the Jade soldiers came through. Now we move to this tile, please. Yeah, everyone can. Be careful, we have one that is not dispelled yet, so please try to get the dispel here. Because otherwise we... Okay, that's fine. We move to this tile here, please. Please, please. Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. Okay, that's a GG. But you see how this fight, even in normal mode, can get messy really fast. So the red tiles you can stand, or the yellow tiles you can stand in. However, the spikes are deadly. Don't move in the spikes ever. Okay? Always move out of the spikes. Even if you move into a yellow field, that doesn't matter. I can out heal it to some extent. But if you stand in the spikes, you will get one shot. Doesn't matter what you do. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's completely fine. Just saying what killed us there. So in the end, we will get mobs spawning that will come to us, and we will just kill them. They will explode. Don't worry. I can heal the damage. But move out of the spikes. Yes, of course, if the... Yeah, I mean, I try my best to heal you, but of course I can't out-heal everything. So the point that you point out here with the claim is, the claim works if you put it in the middle of a tile. If you put the claim, which is a small flag that you put down, if you put it at the edge of the tile, it will sometimes not work. So always put it in the middle of the tile or somewhere close. And this, yeah, exactly. Don't die there. And the other thing is, the tiles can be very easily reclaimed by the spawning scouts and stuff. So if you see that a scout is moving almost in the tile, you should not claim it and wait until the scout moved in the tile, because then you can claim it without getting instantly reclaimed. But it was actually quite clean until we all went into the spikes. So please try not to do that. Stay on my commander tech. I will move out of the spikes. Okay. No, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, let's see if we wait until you take it, until we have everyone ready. Okay, you took it already, it's fine. And try not to move around, try to stay where I'm standing, so that we are completely fine. You have the claim, so you should not move. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's typical Guild Wars 2 content. If you have a lot of people standing on top of each other, that's sadly... Yeah, so I can't help you with that. I will tell you one graphic option that I can tell you that helps a bit after that. But typically we just kill the boss here and then I can explain it. You typically, as a claim person, you don't have to claim all the tiles, you just claim the ones that are close to us, because now we get the spikes, so we just stand where we are, don't panic, and we will just continue as we did before. Now we get some scouts that will come back to life and will come to us, just ignore them, deal damage to the boss. Claim the tile please, or move to the not claimed tile, but be ready to claim it. Okay. So be careful to move out of the spikes, otherwise you will die. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that's a GG again. So really important, don't panic, stand on me and use the claim when we stand on a yellow tile. And try to use it only when there is a scout spawning and is already in the tile. Yeah, but the golden ones, like I said, they are not that important. I can heal you through them. And the claim person should claim it as soon as possible. We don't need to move, but if the spikes are also under us, then we have to move. Yes, the spikes are one-shot attacks. They will completely kill you. Yeah, the thing is, I can't heal perfectly if there's a lot of... For example, Courier is playing a heal Scourge. We can't heal you completely through all the damage that you take. So please move out with me. Don't stand into damaging fields just because you are slow. Try to stick with me all the time. We tried once again with this setup. Yes, you should always try to claim the 4 middle fields, but I try to, but I think it's really important that you also look at my icon. Yeah, I have a green icon. It should be somewhat decently visible. Try to just stand on there. And the effect LOD that I was talking about, so if you go to the graphic options and check this marker, it's called effect LOD. If you tick that box in PvE, I would always recommend to do so. It limits detail of particle effects, and that makes the game a little bit more better to watch and see what attacks are actually happening. So you will see a notable difference then. Yeah. Okay, so let's try one more time. I would say you can do that, yes, but typically I would click on them with the mouse. I think that's a little bit annoying, I know, but it's the safest way to get exactly the one that you want. Yeah. So that's why we should typically try to kill them before they come on top of us, because then it gets a little bit annoying, yeah, for the dispel person. But let's see. Typically with enough DPS you don't have that problem. Okay, so everyone uses their attacks. We stand here. And we should not move the boss at all. Why is it moving? Please try to stand on top of each other, since the boss should not move, so that we all can DPS as much as we can. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, in the beginning, it's not that important. There are not that many fields that you have to claim. Don't have to claim the whole arena. It's completely fine if the middle four, or at least only we stay still. We try to be aware that the tile will be claimed in a second. When the scout is okay, the scout is actually killed, so we don't have to claim it. Yeah, looks good. Be aware the spikes will happen soon, so we have to move if they are under us. If they are not, we can just stay. If they are not under us, we just stay here. Exactly. And now we get 3 of the scouts will come towards us, so don't worry. Wait with the claim, wait with the claim, wait with the claim. I can heal you. Now claim. Yeah. So there will be no change in the claiming. Now we move. Please move. Because of the... Exactly, very good. And now we stand here and we actually through the worst part. Move out because of the spikes. Exactly. And we just DPS. Again, move, the spikes will happen. It's really important that the claim person moves first so that the boss moves, because all the greedy DPS players will move after that as well if the boss moves away from them. And yeah, I think we are quite fine. Spikes again, move. Very good. And you can see in normal mode it's actually quite a choke, because they are just move, exactly. There are not that many mobs spawning, and it's actually not that much happening. It's just a DPS column. And there we go. That's it. Not really hard boss. Important note that I have to point out here. If the person with claim, dispel, or protect dies for whatever reason, they will drop this special action key and the people can claim it again. So you can move back to the position where it started and you can claim it again. This might be important if you are pugging and someone dies at the last 10% and you need a claim, then you can move there and get the claim again. Okay. Are there any questions to this boss? Okay. No. You can move out, yes, but if you stand in there, are invulnerable, whatever, for whatever reason, just if you are on the tiles, in dodge animation, in an invulnerable skill, you get one shot. Okay, so we have one thief. I need the thief. The thief has to interact with this door, please. Because the thief can lockpick this door. I don't know. I mean, probably too often. Then you would you have to interact with this door. Then you get some kind of buff and you have to run around the map and collect 5 door pieces or something like that, which is hidden in some rubble. It's like a puzzle that you have. There are some rubbles to interact with. Yeah. Exactly, it's a roleplay part, and I really enjoy having a thief in the party because that speeds up by 5 minutes or so. So it's not really fun in my opinion, but okay. So if there are no further questions, now let's get to the hardest boss yet. It's not really hard either, but it will probably need some tries to get it done. Reason for that is this boss has 2 very important things. We need a lot of CC. So if you have CC, use it when I call out, when there's a break bar. Also, if you can swap for more CC, your utilities and stuff as a DPS player, please do so. It's really important because otherwise we will just take forever to kill this boss. Everyone takes CC. So crowd control skills like interrupt. This is a little bit annoying. Yes, if you use it before the break bar happens. No, if the break bar is already there. So the boss gets immune to conditions when you apply them while he has break bar. But if you apply it before, for example, you have a long-lasting immobilize or fear or whatever, then it will still apply. So typically I would say better use hard CC like stuns, knockbacks and that kind of stuff. So this is the first really important part. This will happen every 10% of this fight. And the important part here is, if we don't CC, we don't wipe, but the person that is targeted by the boss will wipe. So you can kill your allies with that. Please don't do that. We really need everyone alive. Okay? So that's the first really important part. The next really important part about this fight is there are a lot of knockback attacks that the boss does with its auto attack, or shockwaves that will spawn, and they will knock you back. The knockback itself might not be that harmful, but it can knock you into stuff that is harmful, like some AoEs on the ground, or the arena border is spread with a lot of spears, and if you get knocked into those, you will die instantly. So it's really important that you either have stability or dodge the attacks or jump over them. The shockwaves you can actually jump as well. If you get knocked into the edge of the arena, the spears. So don't get knocked by the attacks. Yes. So I try to give as much stability as I can to negate all the knockback attacks, but I can't guarantee you that I will have 100% uptime on it. Especially if you're not in my subgroup, we have a Alacrity Heal Scourge, which is typically not able to do so. So you have to jump the attacks here. Maybe the Herald can provide Chalice roads, so the dwarf roads, to provide more stability. Exactly. Typically, you just spam them. Yeah. Okay. This is really important to remember. A lot of CC, and we need stability, or we can make this fight way easier by using stability. So then there are some mechanics that will target players. 2 players actually. One person gets a big orange AoE that you move out of the group, and one person gets a smaller green AoE, and they have to stack on top of each other to not die. This is really important. If you see that, this will also tell you you are marked with, I don't know how it's called, but with the mechanic, it's some text that shows up only on your screen, and then you just move out. And if the mechanic is happening, there will be a spear coming down, and you can move out both players as soon as that happened. You will see it. It's actually quite easy. It's just important to move out of the group to place the spear that will come down away from us, because the spear has some AoE around it that will apply some nasty conditions and damage. So this is really important. The green and the orange one stack on top of each other, because only then the orange person will survive. So the green person can save the orange person. Yeah, both of them go out then. They have to stack on top of each other to negate the damage. But you will see that. If that happens, that you get knocked out of it or whatever, then you will just go downstat. We can rest you. It's not too bad. But like I said, help your allies in this fight and don't be selfish. Exactly. And exactly. Perfect. Then at 66 and 33%, the boss will go invulnerable and go away out of the arena. And there will be 2 ads spawning. And this is a really weird mechanic. One of the ads has a really low health pool, and the other ad has a quite high health pool. However, the high health pool ad you can't actually deal damage to, because all the damage that you deal to this ad will get transferred to the human, which is the small health pool guy. And it will get revived continuously. So you can just kill the human all over again, but you can't kill the big guy. So to kill the big guy, you have to knock or push this guy, the small human, under the boss, so out of the arena. Typically for that you use, for example, some kind of knockbacks or pulls, like Mesmer pulls, or Ranger Longbow, for example, has that, or Berserker knockback with the utility skill. So you target the human, push it under the Summer boss, and the other guy gets vulnerable, and we kill both of them. And the Summer will get back to us and will not be invulnerable anymore. You have to see that, how it works. I will swap to focus to make sure that I have at least one pull, but I need some help there. I can't do it alone. So that means at least someone else has to have some kind of pull knockback to make it under the boss as well. So I think thieves also have a knockback. Yeah, you have to be careful because yeah, that's true. That's very good for this boss. But however, you have to be careful because you can not move completely to the boss. So that means you have to pull it or push it a little bit away from you without moving out of the arena. So typically you can do the first part and I can do the second pull, for example, but we will see that it's not like we are on a timer there. We can just try it out. And if we don't have someone that can do it, then we have to maybe swap around some stuff. Virtuoso, for example, has a really good knockback as well. Druid is insane on this boss. Yes, it has a lot of knockbacks with the glyph and also with the longbow. But we don't have a druid right now. And I want to play Chrono to provide a lot of stability. Druid doesn't have that much stability. I can, if you use, I think it's called Psychic Force on Virtuoso. Let me check. Yeah, Psychic Force. If you use this skill, Pro, this one, you can actually knock back the boss or the ad that will spawn. So if you equip this as your last utility skill on a Virtuoso, you can help the party quite a bit. Also, it's a CC skill, so that helps a lot with the damage of the break bar. So, other than that, this boss is actually quite easy. You just have to have stability or dodge all the attacks. The other thing that I want to mention here is this boss doesn't have a dedicated tank. It has a fixation mechanic. That means one person gets notified, or all the people in the squad get notified. Whoever, I don't know, China is currently marked or fixated. And you will get a big purple star above your character. If you have that, you move either towards where I tell you to, or you just move with me. Important part here is this boss will be, I would say, at least half, maybe even 80% of the attacks that he does, or she does actually, is not really dealing any damage or knockbacks if you stand behind the boss. So it's really important that you stand always behind the boss. I will try to get the fixation mechanic because the fixation mechanic is actually somewhat determined and you can get it by moving far away from the group and the furthest player will get fixated. It's not 100% sure, sometimes it does someone else, but I will get fixated. That means that I will also be the person that gets sacrificed when the breakbar is happening. So that means if you want to let me live, you have to CC me because I can't CC myself. So this is really important. Are there any questions so far? Okay, looks good so. Let's go for it. Sure, what is it? Sounds good, yeah. Okay. That's a good shot. Okay. If everyone is ready, I will try to run in fast because then I will get the fixation. You can follow after me, of course. Sato, are you ready? Or okay, there we go. I hope I get it. Yep, there we go. You see the purple. Please stand behind the boss. So you can see I provided stability, not a big deal, you can just ignore. Be careful here, it turned around, so it can still knock you. Sometimes it does that, it's a little bit weird in that sense. I will get CC'd now, so please try to CC as much as you can, so that I can move out. I will try to get it again. No, someone else got it. So that's fine, it doesn't really matter, you just have to try to stand behind the boss and move not too much. Try to move in the middle of the arena so that no one will get that easily knocked back in the outer edges of the arena and will die. Hey, I got targeted. So next CC phase and 4%. So I will be again targeted. Please CC me again. Yeah, looks good. Very good, CC. Okay, I'm then again the target. And now please stand behind the boss, otherwise you will get knocked. Yeah, you can see that. Because the boss is dashing out of the arena. Now we stand in the middle. You see the big guy left and the small guy on the right side. We stand here so that they come towards us. And now we try to push or pull Rigum, which is the small one, towards here, so you can see. And now you push it, please, if you have a push attack under the boss. It's really important, otherwise we can't damage. Perfect. And we can't damage Guldham. And now we will just damage Guldham until it's dead, and then Rigum will die as well. So really easy. It's just important that you keep this Rigum under the boss. Yeah. If you don't do that, it will not be able to damage the... yeah, perfect. Try to not move under the spears, because you might get one shot by the spears, so don't move out of the spears. Yeah, looks good. Now it's dead. Rigum will die as well. Wait until he's dead, or let him walk towards us and we kill it. And then we go again for the Summerrock. You see, this is the mechanic that I meant. Please move out of the group. Try to stack on each other. Try to not... Yeah, you have to really stack on top of each other, otherwise you will get speared. Please try to stick on top of each other, not on me, please. I'm the tank. Again, CC. You can see this boss has a really easy pattern. Please try to stack on top of each other, otherwise we get another die. That person. Okay, it's fine. Okay, looks good. I'm again the CC'd person. Please let me live. Sometimes it's get a little bit delayed because it's in an animation, so that means it's not happening at 10%, but 4% after that. Move out and stack on top of each other, please. Really on top of each other. And please CC me, otherwise I will die. Exactly. Very good. Someone else is now targeted. That's fine. Just stay there and don't get hit by the shockwaves. Try to jump them. Try to make sure to not get hit. CC the boss. Move out with me, please. Yeah, very good. If you, not everyone has to move out. Only the people that are really targeted by the attack, okay? Again, 33% incoming. Please don't stand in front of the boss because it will dash out of the arena. Yeah. Careful. Yeah, very good. We move again to this position where we were before, because the two ads will spawn again, except the two people exactly that have the mechanic. Now you can come. And we kill Guldham. Always try to stack here, so that we can easily pull and push this other small human guy. Otherwise it can get quite annoying. Very good. Good job, Sato. Yeah, I see that. Okay, we have to move out a bit. Yeah, wait. Be careful if you get the mechanic to move out of the group, that you either dodge the attacks or have stability and that kind of stuff, because you can easily get knocked back while you have the mechanic and you might kill your party member with that. Okay, very good job. Yeah, then it gets really annoying. That's a very good point, yeah. Okay, please try to kill this guy. Try to come together and stack on top of each other. This time Echo has the tank. It's not a problem. Only 3%. Don't worry. Please stack on top of me if you have the mechanic. Okay, I guess you didn't want to. Okay. Q has it this time. Don't worry. We'll face soon. And I can tank it again. Very good, you positioned yourself. Yeah, very clean, I have to say. Just concentrate a bit longer and we actually get the kill here. So sometimes in pucks and hardcore players, they GG the last 10%. So that means the person that is actually targeted by this attack will just GG and die. So that can sometimes be a faster way of doing this boss. But of course we don't do that, we want everyone alive. Now this guy pulls in the spears, so try to move out a bit because that does damage. But it's not really that important. Yeah, because of all the phases. That's why this boss is really a power boss. There we go. Really clean. You can see it's not that hard. Yeah, good job. Yeah, it's not that hard, you know. If you have stability, I tried to upkeep 100% stability in my party, and I think it worked quite decently well. Yeah, sure, but I mean, that's why I'm talking to you. I mean, it would be weird if I say nothing about the boss, and of course he would die. I mean, yeah. And now to the last boss. There's one more, yes. Don't worry. Okay, a little bit 1 minute pause. I will talk to Glenna here and disable the cinnamon. What is... Yeah? Yes. I'm not sure, however, if we need someone that does the really weird mechanic, which is called hand kiting. So that means we need someone that has a ability to block and also at least a little bit of some self-sustain, which has to do a really boring thing in this boss fight. I'm not sure if Curia wants to do it, because if Curia can do it, we need another alacrity healer. Can you do hand kiting, Curia? No, she's already back. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just a ascended weapon. I mean, looks good. Exactly, it's standing on the side and not dying to the one-shot attack, just having a block ready at the same amount of time. It depends. You can use the boxes, but you can also use the drops that they come out of them. So maybe, Courier, if you want to try it, then I would say that you are the dedicated, what's it called, hand kite, and we need for subgroup 2 then an alacrity heal. Okay, perfect. Thanks. So who wants to go alacrity heal? Is there someone that can do it? Yeah, I guess that's good then. Yeah, then go for that. If you don't mind, of course. Yeah. So the blocking is only the hand kite really needs a block. All the others don't need it. And I would say every 30 seconds maybe. And if actually 1 Aegis would be enough. But I would say typically if you have a block that lasts for at least 2 seconds, so some kind of channel block or yeah, some kind of block is really important. It's the only exactly, that would be something, or shield 5 for example could also work. Yeah. Yeah. I think you can use Serpent Siphon because of the Aegis, but you have to perfectly time it, because there might be attacks that use the Aegis up before the real attack happens. So typically that's why people use a channel block, like for example if you do it on Soul Beast or something and you use, for example, Greatsword 4 and that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly, or on Revenant. I would say we just try this boss a few times, because this boss is way harder than the others. So I don't want to sit here for the next 2 hours. I just want to explain you how it works, let a little bit check it out, because like I said, there are so many mechanics in this fight that can go wrong. and especially with 8 trainees, they will happen. So I would rather go for another boss in the future. Thanks a lot. You're really going hard today. Thanks a lot for this gifted subs. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. So I would tank this boss just to make sure that we stand on the right spot. But I think Kuria is having a hard time with a hand kite as a how is it called, as a scourge. I will actually try to help you. I have Well of Recognition, which I can place on top of you. And yeah. So let's just move towards the boss and I can explain you how it works. So here you have to glide. I mean, it's really important, Q. I try to explain stuff. If you don't understand it, don't hesitate to ask. I really try to do things. I think you don't need glide. I think you can actually just climb down this thing and move up here the stairs. I think you actually don't need the gliding here. It's just faster. Yeah. Okay, so now everybody's here. And the boss has a... True. Someone is missing. Yep, very good. That's okay, we can just wait here. This fight is power crept. Yeah. If you have people that deal a lot of DPS, you can skip a lot of mechanics here. And I mean really completely ignore them. However, we are in a training. So I, first of all, would like to explain all the mechanics. And second of all, I think we don't have that much DPS. Yeah. So this means this boss has various phases. Furthermore, this boss has also a pre-event, which is quite annoying. So that's why I don't want to do this boss for 2 hours, because then we will have 1 hour of pre-event. The pre-event just needs to be done to spawn the boss. And the chains that you can see here will have to be broken to spawn the boss. And the thing is, you have to break all of them at the same time to make it really fast. You can, of course, break one after the other, but you will need way longer then. So how does that work? There will be one person targeted by something like a green, and it will, after a short amount of time, run out. And everyone that stands in the screen will get teleported to another place. And in this place, you see again those 4 chains. However, you can target those statues that hold it. And then you kill those statues, preferably at the same time, to spawn the boss. If you kill one statue, you will get teleported back to us. And if not all the statues are dead, you have to repeat that until you just have no chain left. Yeah. So typically you split up when you are down or up, whatever you think where this other place is. You will kill all the chains, try to kill them at the same time to get teleported back up and not have to go down again, whatever you think. So this is really important, especially if your power DPS don't burst one of the statues. Try to see how much HP the other statues have. This teleport mechanic will happen a lot in this fight. At 75% and at 50% and 25% it will happen that we get people marked with the screen mechanic and they move out of the group a bit, and all other people that are in the squad, except the tank, except the hand kite, will stand with those persons in a classical scenario. There are some cheats that you can do or some cheeses, but we will do the intended way. So they will teleport with us all together, except the tank, except the hand kite, to this other place, and you will then have to fight some kind of mini-boss. First mini-boss is really important that you have some kind of a lot of CC actually, because if you don't CC this mini-boss fast enough, it will randomly teleport you around, which is not a big problem at first. But as soon as you progress much more down in the HP of the main boss, you will see that the teleports can instantly wipe you. So it's really important. I think they will just come right now. Yeah. So this is really important. Yeah, very good. There will be another ad spawning at 50%, and this ad doesn't have a break bar, but it has another mechanic that you have to deal with. It will split up, and you have to kill the right one. So the correct, I don't know, illusion. Yeah? And the correct illusion can be, you can mark it by seeing that it will be the one with the Matthias staff. So it has some kind of cool staff. All the others have some kind of boring staff skin. But if some person in the squad notices which one it is, typically mark it as with a target, and everyone moves there and kills it. And the last add is again the teleporting one. If you bring it to 50%, you will teleport back to the normal boss platform. And the add will also teleport up with you. So there will be two bosses for a short amount of time. The main boss and the second smaller boss. Typically, you try to pull them together and just cleave them. However, it is more important to CC the second boss than going for the main boss. Because if the CC comes through and the second boss does its attack, then you will actually not, you probably will die to that. So it's really important that you CC the boss, the second one. Okay. Exactly. How does the tanking work? Because that's really important, actually, that you understand it, even if you're not the tank. The tank is, again, highest toughness. So that means I'm going for a really high toughness build. However, and this is also really important, the hand kite is the person that stands the most far away from the boss. Hand kiting is a really important job because the person that is standing the most far away will get targeted by one attack. And this attack spawns consistently some small AoEs around this person that deal damage. So typically we just want to have one person to deal with this mechanic. So that means you have one person standing on, for example, this side where the arrow is, and all the other people stand on the other side. Yeah, so we have the arena split in two halves, so to say. And the tank will stand, let's say, on arrow, and the hand kite on the other side. And I try to stay on this half of the arena while the hand kite tries to stay on the other half. It's really important. Okay. This is, so to say, the basics of this fight. Then there are a lot of attacks happening that the boss does that just happen. And one of them is the pizza attack, which means there will be a slam of the boss after a short delay with a really big pizza telegraph. And this is just like in the Lonely Tower fractal, because it's the same boss. But here it's way more important that you dodge it, that you block it, that you invulnerability it, just that you don't get hit because it will knock you back. And if you're not standing in the center of the platform, you will get knocked off the platform typically, and you will instantly die. So it's really important that you make sure to not get hit by this attack. I try to provide stability, and stability doesn't work, but I try to use H's and stuff. Yeah, this is really important. Other than that, I think it's a pizza with a lot of slices, and it moves from the attack where it hits, so from the front of the boss to the back side of the boss. So in both directions. So it doesn't really have a clockwise or against the clock. So it just moves in both directions away from the initial hit. Just try to dodge it after, let's say, 1 second. Typically, you don't get hit then. Yeah. And try to dodge inside because it has a weird mechanic that it hits you first if you're standing in the center of the attack, and later if you're outside. It's a really weird mechanic. You will notice it, and it doesn't matter if you get knocked and you're not getting knocked off the platform. Not a big deal. But if you get knocked off the platform, then you have to reset probably, because you don't want to do it as 9 people or even less. Last of that, we have another really important mechanic, which is first orange telegraph. After 1 second or maybe 2, it spawns a black field. Yeah? Doesn't look that scary, but if you walk into this black field, it will also try to, it will expand. And that means if it expands, it will at the end almost cover the whole arena. So if you get hit by this attack, you probably wipe the group. So that means move out of the orange AoE or move out, and that's more important, don't move in the black circle that is already there. There will be 2 at most. So as soon as the third one will spawn, the first one will disappear. It's really important that you try to, just play it safe, move out of the orange AoE, and don't greed and dodge through it or something. You can do that, but please don't. So just play it safe, walk out of it, walk around it, and don't be scared. It's not that hard. It's just a little bit annoying. There's a lot of stuff happening, and one person can easily wipe the whole group consistently. That's the only thing that might be a little bit scary, but the fight itself is not that scary. Then I will be the tank. I will have to deal with some auto attacks, but that's not too scary. However, there will be one more attack that is a little bit annoying, which is why the hand kiter needs a block, because it's a one-shot. And you can only deal with it if you have a block. It's a weird design, but that's how it is. In normal mode, there will spawn some kind of sanctuary exactly in the middle of the arena where you can hide. And that means you get some kind of block from this attack anyway. But if you're the hand kite, if you're the tank and can't move, for example, in the bubble where everyone should move, in the middle of the arena when this attack happens, I will call it out, of course, then you will get one shot if you can't block it. So this is really important. I think this boss for DPS is easier than the first one because you don't have to do anything. You just do damage. You actually have here really high, crazy high damage numbers because you actually get a damage buff in the first few seconds and after that, every minute or so. So it's a really nice DPS boss, but you should still know to not touch the black and dodge the attacks. Other than that, typically you don't have to deal that much with any mechanics. At 10% this boss phases and we will go to the other area where the people already went with to destroy the chains and deal with the ads, but it's not really important. The last 10% is typically, just a little bit different of how it looks, but it's the same mechanics. And just really make sure to not get hit, play it safe, don't move into blacks and oranges. So this is a little bit important that you do it. I can't tell you where exactly to move if you don't stand on me because I'm the tank. You don't have to stand exactly on me. You stand behind the boss again. And I will also not go down with you to the other platform. So, yeah. Did I miss something? Stand behind the boss on DPS. That's it. You are DPS, so you don't have to do a lot of stuff. So as a hand... Yeah, the blacks is really important. Don't walk into the blacks, because if you walk in the blacks, we probably have to reset. So as a hand kite with no good block, I need to go to bubble 2, right? Yeah, if you're a hand kite and can't really block it, then you have to go to the bubble. Just be aware that you will probably spawn some kind of hands and stuff that can be annoying a bit for the group. So you try to heal them with barrier at the same time. Sure. Yeah, thanks. But the problem is they don't hear you in stream. So I will hear you, but the other guys in the stream will not hear you. Only people on Discord will hear you. But thanks for the nice words. Okay. So the important part here is just try to play it safe. DPS is secondary. So if you survive and deal damage, it's way better than if you die and deal a little bit more damage before. Okay? Other than that, I will just say, let's try it and see how it goes. But it's probably not a one-shot this time. Okay? Okay, let's see. We have a question here from Twitch. Which specs or weapons are significantly better or worse post-update? I will make a video about that in the future, so don't worry. I would just say Scepter Elementalist is way worse. That's the biggest thing, and Greatsword in World versus World for Necromancer. Who goes down? Someone that is targeted, and some people stay up and try to deal with the ads that spawn here. But typically all people go down and try to cleave with the chains. Yeah. Okay, so you killed one of them, which is okay, but typically you want to go for more chains. Okay, you killed another one. You will just do it one by one, I guess, then. That's fine. We have time. But typically, if you go for this boss, then oftentimes you want to speed up the last event. So now please don't go down all. 1 DPS is fine. So we don't want to waste... Oh, okay, it's me, I guess. Can some... No, the boss spawned. Nice, okay. So I move to arrow here a bit. This is the pizza attack, and just dodge it. Someone got knocked, that's not a problem. If you don't get knocked from the platform, that's why I'm standing here. Now we get the bubble, so Courier can move in. Or, okay. Try someone to rest. Okay, she's dead, that's not good. That's why the hand kite is a very important position, because now we will get, you see, the red AoEs, which are the hands, spawning all below the boss. Happens, no problem. So I will just continue a bit because I want to show you all the mechanics. Because now we will get the teleport. Okay. Not a lot of people actually get down. That's okay. So you can see this boss is way harder now. So I guess you now see how it works. And I guess that's a GG now. That's not a problem. We reset the fight. That's why the hand kite is really, really important. That you make sure that you don't die, because if the hand kite dies, it's most of the time at reset. Yeah. You deal a lot of DPS on this boss because of the damage buff. You get a big damage buff on the first few seconds. So power DPS is really favored here. But in the later phases, Condi might be still definitely worth it, because actually Condis can really help with just the long phases that you have. The boss is actually damageable until 10%, so you don't have any phases. But I try to help Courier with a block, but you can also just move in the bubble. I think it's better that you survive than to do a perfect hand kite. Yeah. 1 second or so. So that means you typically just split up and try to kill them as close together as you can. That's why Condis might be a little bit better here in the statue spree event, because they will tick even after you come up or down, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so everyone down and try to split up, try to get the... Very good. If you are up with me here, nice, we have 2, very good. 3 actually, very good. Oh, it's me again. That's mean. You don't have to come all down, just a few, because it's only 1. So we don't have to... in the here he does also this pizza attack just in 1 slice. So come with me a bit. Do the pizza attack. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, this is the block attack. Please move in the bubble. Okay, Q, I saved you there. You didn't notice, but it's not. It's really important that you don't move out of the bubble, because if you don't get H's from the tank and stuff, you might die. So Courier, please move out again. Ah, Courier is dead again. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, it's fine if you don't... yeah, full, don't get hit by all the attacks. Yeah, green, exactly. I think we got 3 people. Okay, Echo tries to handkite, thanks. Let's see if that works out in the end, because you're not... Careful, bubble, now you have to move in. I will give you the protection, so it's fine, you did not die. I saw it in time, but it's actually quite hard as the tank to notice every single attack that the boss does. Okay, we have... So I tried to save Q, but I think it's too much damage there. Nice, you survive. So focus on the edge here, please. Nice, we pulled it. Careful, we will now get in 5% the first black. Yeah. So please don't move in the blacks or move out of it. Yeah, I forgot to explain the tier mechanic. That's okay, but okay, it's fine. I guess that's a GG. That happens. Please reset. Yeah, reset and try again. Very good. There is also happening some kind of white AoEs that you can walk into and collect some tears. It's actually called close some tears. And those will deal some damage, but it's not important that you really deal with it. It's fine. It's like I said, I did not expect us to kill this because it's actually way harder than the others. That's okay. You will learn if you try more. We will practice a little bit more, and maybe next time we can go for it again, and then we will have... So you get teleported when you stand in the green circle. If you don't stand in it, you will not get teleported and you will stay up with me all the time. So if you want to go down, stay in the green circle. If you don't, you have to move out of the green circle. I will tell you when it happens. It's the same as in the pre-event. It's exactly the same. Good job in the pre-event, by the way. Yeah, just what Echo pointed out, you can just deal with the turrets, so the tears here, when you walk into the white circles. But it's not too much of a challenge. So just do it when you want to, but it's not a big deal. Okay. And Courier, when you are not sure if you can survive it because you have H's and that kind of stuff, then just come in the bubble. It's better safe than sorry. Okay, we got 1 chain only. That's okay.
Hello there.
Thanks for the raid. Perfect. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. We are just doing some demos training. Okay, someone died. That's okay. We will try to go for a little bit longer. But typically, if you join the pre-event, we just reset. So we don't want to do the whole boss with only 9 people. Yeah, you get a short invulnerability frame when you are with the green. But if you get hit by the attack too early, then typically you just die. Okay, so again, we have the pizza attack. I will call out the bubble when it happens, so everyone moves in there. Other than that, just DPS the boss now. The bubble will happen now, so Kyria come in. Everyone stand in the bubble, please. We did it. I will move out again. Typically, the hand kite should stay out, just that we don't get all the hands all the time. But it's decently doable with 2 healers here. Teleport will happen in a short amount of time, so be ready with the green to move out of the group. Okay, we have 3 people, 2 people only. Yeah. Okay, then we have to either DPS the boss fast. It's fine, it happens. And move in the bubble if you don't have H's. Okay, Filthy, I have you. Yeah, if we go to 50%, we will get more people down there. So maybe we can do that. Maybe you can do it faster and kill the guy down there. I don't know how much DPS you have. Pizza attack. Yeah, perfect then. Careful, now the oil will spawn, the black. Move out of the orange, please, very important. Don't touch, careful, someone almost touched it. Now is the bubble, please move in the bubble. I try to give you H's. Oop. Now, this is what I meant. If you touch the black expands and we will get the whole platform. You can still survive it, but I think we have too many people that actually... I don't know. I think this is too much. I guess we have to GG here. Yeah, I try my best as a more experienced veteran to explain it to beginners. So I try my best. Perfect, yeah. Okay, you saw now every single mechanic here. So this is really important. Don't touch the oil. Because you can see if someone touches the oil, we actually get wiped by that. That's just how it goes. It's... Yeah, the black circle, yeah. Okay. But it was way better than the first try, so... Oh, you died. We can rescue there. Oh, okay, you can also respawn. Thanks for the follow, Lux. Thanks a lot. And always only ready up if you're already on the platform, because if you're not, that might lead to your death. So now you move in the wrong direction. Q. You have to move. Yeah, now it's correct. Yeah. Thanks for the follow, created and perfect. Really appreciate it. It's fine, we can wait for you. Thanks, Doggo. Thanks a lot. Maybe you have to jump. I don't know. I can also come to you 1 second. You can just move a bit back. I mean, you can also just GG and spawn back at the respawn. Yeah, exactly. Now you move here and to this point and you glide down. Thanks, biggest fan. Also really appreciate your follow. Okay. So now everyone should be ready. And if you also ready Q, you can ready up. If you press P, you can see the window again where you can ready up. Or you can press on the top of the squad UI and press ready, check, ready. I can also do another one. It's not... Okay, perfect. Perfect, that's it. Okay. Again, everyone down. And try to kill as many chains as you can at the same time, just to make sure. Yeah, I mean, that's why I said this boss might take a long time, just if people die randomly. We have to GG here. We don't want to do this again with 9 people from the start. Yeah, you can get knocked down, knocked off the platform. Yeah, I mean, it happens, but it's really important that we just try to focus and don't do it again. I think the mechanics are actually quite well telegraphed. It's not like you don't see it happening. It's just that you have to react to it. Yeah. Yeah, I actually think so too. I think the only somewhat hard part is the hand kite, because there you actually have some kind of responsibility to do a decent job. All the others just have to avoid the attacks and you will be fine in the end. No, it's the hand kite, so everyone move to the hand kite. Very good. And typically, like I said, you don't typically hand kite with someone that needs H's. Typically you hand kite with a Revenant that has some kind of block. With a Ranger, Soul Beast is also really good because it has a lot of healing as well. But you can hand kite on anyone. There are people that also hand kite on the healer just to provide ranged healing. It's also fine. Can do that. Can also do it on a DPS if you really want to. Nice, good job with the chains. Try to move again, close to the boss. Don't stand in the pizza attack. Very good, no one got hit. I try to move a bit away from the hand kite so that we don't get a bubble. Very good, everyone in the bubble. Q, try to stand behind the boss so just to make sure that that you don't get hit by this attack. Sorry, I was more noticing that Q was standing wrongly than just dodging myself. Not good. Teleport coming up now. Please move out a bit so that, yeah, perfect. You get an invulnerability frame, so you don't have to typically dodge this in the last second. But of course, if everyone dodges out of it, that's not good. Bubble upcoming soon. So be sure to go in the bubble if you're on top with me here. Okay, don't worry if you get knocked back here. Try to pull Soul to us and try to CC him. Okay, I did. Oil spawning in 4%. It's fine, Q, that you're dead. It's not a big problem. Try to CC again. Otherwise we get teleported. Very good. Dodge. Very good. Try to CC again. Or kill this guy. Typically you have to pull it here. Careful, move out of the orange, please. And move in the bubble. Yes, very good. Now you can also kill Soul, actually. Try to not get hit by this attack. Very good. Don't move in the orange. Move out of it. Very good, very good. Yeah, looks good. Careful, don't get hit by this. Another black spawning. Please move out of the orange. Yeah, very good. Everyone is in there. Again, Courier, we have some... Very good, very good. Oh, careful, there's a black when you come up. You have some kind of invulnerability when you... That's why you don't do it typically as the hand kite to come there, because you will get the blacks. You have some kind of invulnerability when you come up, so you can just dodge out of the black. But don't stand there for too long, please. Otherwise we will get a full dodge out of there, please, please, please. Very good, very good. Careful with the pizza attack. Careful with the black. Please move out of the black. Try to come in the bubble. Very good. Everyone in here. Yeah, looks good. Very good. Careful with the pizza. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah, just concentrate. Focus on Soul a bit so that we don't have to deal with the ad. Next, oil spawning very soon. Pizza attack, oil. Move out of the black. Careful, careful. Heaven fire, very good. Yeah, looks very good. Just concentrate. We have another orange, not orange, green spawning very soon. So be sure that you stack out of there. Move in the bubble, please. Okay, we can rescue there, but please don't move in the black. Please don't move in the black. Okay, we lost one. That's okay. We can try to finish it. Just move out of the black. Try to not die to the hands. Move out with the green, please. Very important. And try to go down with those guys. Careful, please. Ooh. It's all okay. That's okay. That's also advanced strat. We sacrifice one person. That's also okay. But please, okay, we have some. Okay, now it gets a little bit messy. I try my best to keep yourself alive, but it looks. Okay, we have to stand on me here. I try to get in not one shot. Ooh, I'm not sure if we can do that. Yeah, I think that's not enough. That's a GG, but it looks way better. 20%. Yes, but... so... There is the block that typically you have to use H's or block attack that is happening, where you have to stand in the bubble normally. This is definitely important to do, that you move in there, because this is a really big one-shot. And the other one was just the black. The black is not a one-shot, but it expands and does some heavy damage. So if you stand in there, you will just get so much damage in the end that you can't sustain it. So perfect. Really? I don't... I didn't see, sorry, I can't. Yeah, what is it? Nothing. You did everything correct. It will go away after some time. That means you can't use it. You can't collect another tear. So it's just saying that you did a mechanic and now someone else has to do the same mechanic. That's the only meaning. It looks way worse than it actually is. It's just a reminder, so to say. Okay. Yes. If you're DPS, no. If you're DPS, you want to go down every time. If you're the healer, I would say yes and no. If you're druid, I would say yes, stay up, because you can immobilize the greeds and the brides spawning. And as every other healer, it doesn't really matter. So typically, if the people go with the 4 chains and stuff, you don't want to go down with them. But if you have some kind of, for example, for the add stat spawn, you typically want to go down, because there's some damage pressure and you want to make sure that no one dies and they get wounds and stuff to kill the boss faster. How much is he focusing on newbie content? I would say on my YouTube channel quite a lot. On my streams, decently. I will try to explain a lot of stuff for new people, but I do end game content mostly, like raids, and try to help people getting into raids. Yes, reaching level 80 is... Yeah, yes, you might be, but it's fine, because someone else will get down, or if you... Maybe you just kill the... Are you the healer, yeah? Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, typically not the healer. Yeah, okay. I guess we have to GG then. I would say we go for 10 more minutes, and then we did raid training for 2 hours. That's at some point we have to stop. But you can see we can do it. So please concentrate and follow my commands, and we will actually... So always go in the green if you're DPS. Really important. Yeah. Yes, just to make sure that we don't end up in a situation where we before had 1 healer down. That's not helping. But otherwise, you did a good job in the try before, so don't worry. Yes, I mean, if you're the healer and you get targeted by the green, you can't change that, so you have to go down. But typically, as the healer, you would not go down in the chains. Okay, everyone is down. Try to split up and try to make sure that you get all the chains. Why are you dead? Okay, that's a GG. It's fine, sorry. We want to be at least 10 people until 50%, then we can maybe, if someone dies, try to go for it. But before, if someone dies, it's too long of a grind to go there again. Yeah, very good point. There is some kind of knockback attack. It's not as big as the pizza attack, but there is some kind of knockback attack happening down there as well. It has a nice orange telegraph, so please don't stand in there. Okay, next try. So concentrate, we got this. Okay. Okay, you got 2 chains. That's 3 actually. Very good. You're getting there. The training is happening. Very good. Okay. There we go. Boss is here. Try to stand behind the boss, please. Yeah, that's the general consent in all MMOs, I would say. Stand behind the boss. Okay, move in. Very good. Good job with standing away from the group with the hands. Very good, very good. 80%. 5 more percent and we will get the first green to go down. Please everyone except the hand guide and me. Please move in the green. And try to kill the guy as fast as you can. So that we don't have to stay here up alone for all the time. Try to dodge this. Careful. If you don't go down, please still keep track of the attacks. You know, don't and deal damage to the boss. You can damage the boss. Careful, move in the bubble, please. Bubble, 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 bubble. Okay. Nice. Try to focus on Soul when he is close to the boss, so that we kill this guy and don't have to. No, don't worry. Careful. Black spawning now, so move out of it. Kill Soul. Very good, very good. Oh, careful. Black is popping. We can move out of there. It's fine. It will despawn it after some time. We can actually deal with that. Don't worry. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait it out. No problem. Move. Please don't stand in this black. Then we will have a problem. Bubble is happening. So you can now move in the... I tried to save it. The bubble was in... Okay, we got everyone except Sato. Okay. Try to get Q as well, please. Oh no, green is happening as well. Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one. I mean, you can still do it. You can still do it. Don't give up yet. Just you can see this. If you concentrate and we can focus on the boss, then it's actually still doable. Please don't give up yet. We can do that. Move in the bubble. Good job. Careful, pizza attack. Very good, very good. Careful, black. Yes, thanks, perfect for the raid. Thanks a lot. Have fun. We try to face it, but if you can't stay alive until then, we can't do anything for you. Move out of the black. Now the problem is, careful, move in the bubble, please. The problem is I can't heal you down there, so that's why you typically... No, I tried my best, but it did not work. If only 2 people go down there, typically if there's no healer with it might be a death sentence. So it's really important that you move in the green, please. Move in the green, everyone. Yes. This time it was a good green. I mean, we can still do it. We have 7 people left. We have only 20 more %. Yeah, you did. You would get out of there, but you died before that. That's the problem. No, you did not. So otherwise, you would be up. What? It's fine. It's fine. We can still do it. Concentrate. Concentrate. Careful. Touch this. Careful. Move out of the black. Very good job, Filthy. You moved perfectly out there. It's fine, it's fine. It's a raid training after all. If you knew everything, that would be weird, wouldn't it? Move in the bubble, please. Okay, Courier is dead. We have to be careful. I can't save her. Maybe Echo if you're still alive. No, you're not. Then now it gets messy. We have to focus on the teleporting. Soul, please move. Focus on this boss. It's still doable. Concentrate. We have 5 people. That's more than enough to kill this one. Careful with the black, please. Careful with the black. Okay, we get the CC. Move in the bubble, please. Move in the bubble. And try to res Filthy. Nice, we got the phase now. We can now teleport down and try to focus on the soul, please. So that we don't get all potted all around all the time. It's doable. We only have 10% left, so don't worry. We can actually do that. Maybe we can finish on a kill, actually. Try to kill the soul, please. Please, please. Focus on this still alive boss. Okay. So now here, we try to focus on the soul, please, again. This is this one. Don't move. Stand out of the black. Exactly. Please kill the soul first. We have to kill the soul. Oh no, we have the black. That's not good. I can't rescue there. Okay, that's a GG. Sad. We got it to 10%, but it was way too messy in the end. So you can see this is a really... Okay, let's go for one more try. We were never so far, so that's okay. We can try one more time. But it's really, really important that you focus on not being in the black. The black is what kills you in the end. Yeah, you can see it's definitely doable. Try to focus on the attacks. It's really important. I try my best. You don't have to give me any money. I try my best and I want to carry you. It's the most important thing to me that you understand and you get it done. You can... Okay. Yeah, thanks. Perfect. See you on. Okay, so again, don't stand in black. Dodge the pizza attacks and try to stay alive. Try to stay next to the boss, but behind the boss. Otherwise, you did everything correct. We actually have a... You can also just... Wait, we can res you. Stay there. Stay there, Q. We can res you. Okay, never mind. Don't start the boss, please. Okay, we have to GG again. Don't start the boss fight if not everyone is ready, please. So if you move too close, you only can stand at the edge. Yeah, this is really important. Yeah, I mean, it's a raid training. I try my best to make it not scuffed, but it's just how it goes sometimes. So standing on the edge of the circle is fine. You can move around the whole circle, but as soon as you move in the middle, you start the boss fight. So don't do that until everyone is ready. And always only do the ready check when everyone is standing here. Yeah, I mean, then I would waste the portal. I don't know. Okay, looks good. Everyone is here. Now concentrate. We do it. We'll do it. Q, if you're ready, press the ready check. So P, and you can P keybind, and you can ready check. Perfect. Try to go again for 4 chains, and we get a nice clean pre-event. Very good. We only have 1 death. We can, if you want, we can try as 9 if you want, but typically I would say it's better to go for 10 people. Please focus up. As soon as someone else dies, we reset, okay? That's why I said Demos is really painful to do as a raid trainer, because oftentimes people just keep dying over and over, and you do this for 2 hours even though you get it to 10%. It doesn't mean that much, sadly. Okay, again, focus on the boss now. Concentrate, don't die to random attacks. Move in the bubble. I give you H's, so it's actually decently fine. Teleport happening in 10%. Looks good so far. So Careful with the black spawning in 20%, so you have some kind of delay. Move out with the green that is happening soon. And try to go down with Filthy, please. Very good. Move in the bubble. Very good. Okay. I can't tell you anything about how it's going downstairs. Okay, very good. You come back. Try to pull the soul here, that we don't have to deal with it on another place. Very good, very good. Good, you killed it. Perfect. Try to move behind the boss. I mean, it's fine. It looks decent and it's okay. Sometimes you die to stupid stuff, so don't worry about it. Just try to concentrate next time to make sure that you don't die to the first attack, because that's a little bit sad for the people that want to get the kill here. Yeah. Okay, 4% until the black spawns, so please concentrate. Move out of the black as soon as you see it. It's really, really important. Black spawning now. Move out. Very good. Careful, pizza attack happening. Next teleport in 5%, not even. First bubble. Very good. Try to not teleport me, please, please. Very good. That's a little bit scuffed. I'm the tank and the hand card now, so please don't do that again to me, please. I don't want to do that. That's not nice. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, you're back. Very good. Careful, there's a black in the middle. Ooh, that's a little bit scuffed. Now you have to stand on me. Stand on me, stand on me. You get some H's. Okay, I didn't get everybody, but I got actually 7 people. That's good enough for me. Dodge it. I'm not sure. That's a GG. Yeah, I think that's too much for now. I think next time we get it, but I think it's people lose concentration now. I think that's too much. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Demos is the hardest one and it just needs practice. Don't worry, we will do more. So thanks a lot for joining. And I hope you learned something. I hope you had some fun as well. And yeah. And you did a good job at the first 3. And I also thought 10% at Demos, it's not that bad. I think we could have killed it if you got a little bit more damage, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, thanks a lot for joining. Yeah, no problem. And thanks again, Q, for the tips. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Yeah, have all a very nice evening and hope to see you next time when you are interested in some raid training. Yeah, I think you can see on stream I tried my best. People often don't notice. I have some nice H's here that I can apply with my distortion or with my Well of Precognition that can carry people that stand outside of the bubble, for example. I think it's very nice that you learned that mechanics are really important, and if you focus on the mechanics, you will kill the boss in the end, even if it takes 5 minutes longer. If you have really good DPS and ignore the mechanics, that's a big problem. Yeah, thanks for the applause. Thanks. I hope you did a really good job, so you all deserve the applause. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks, Courier, for joining as a veteran and helping out here. Very nice. Yeah, and thanks for all the trainees to, yeah, actually do a really good job. So, really good. Yeah, exactly. If I didn't H's the pizza and give you some... this is why Chronomancer is so strong. You don't notice it, but when I don't do H's, actually a lot of people would have died to the pizza and stuff. Yeah, and also to the blocks. So that's why I go for Chronomancer, because I know I can carry some of the mistakes you might do. That's not a problem. Yeah. That's why I'm the more experienced person and try to carry it in less experienced people. That's completely normal. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I mean, it's completely fine. I think if I started out raiding without having any knowledge about the encounter, I would also look very scuffed what I did. So it's just the practice and just the base understanding of how the game works to see, okay, this attack is blockable, then I give my party members H's with distortion, for example, yeah, using this trait. Yes, this is knowledge, but of course you're not a toddler just because if you don't know that or get hit by an attack, it's just practice. I played the game for way too long. Would be sad if I did do the job really badly after playing this raid for 50 times or something. So, and it's fine, Q, don't worry. You will get better just by playing more. And you did the first step of getting better is getting to know what you did wrong and try to learn how it works. You did the first job, that's perfect. Yeah, thanks for joining. I had a lot of fun as well. Very good. Never do it on the first one. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so what do I want to do? Oh, maybe we can do a demos. There's a demos actually. Let's do a demos then. Let's see. Wait, where is it? Yeah, I mean, Doom is, I think, to be honest, if the problem with Doom is, Doom has 3 people that have to know what they are doing. In demos, if someone fucks up, you can kill the whole group with it. At Doom, if 3 people know what they're doing, the 7 people don't care. That's why Doom is, I would say, actually not a hard fight if you have 3 people that know what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah, okay, the bomb can kill you, yes, but I think nowadays the bomb actually, you can actually out-heal it and it's not that important. I think every single boss fight in Guild Wars 2, maybe with the exception of Kadim 1 CM, are actually quite easy. It's not like you actually have to learn a lot to learn the fight. It's just a little bit of practice and understanding. It's completely fine. Don't worry. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a raid training after all, you know. It would be weird if everyone knew everything. I think that's just how it goes. Don't worry. It happens. It happens. I think, yes, a lot of people stayed in the black, which is quite unnecessary because it's well telegraphed, but that happens. There's a lot of stuff happening at the same time, so I think it's fine. But we could have actually killed it, I think. If we tried it for a little bit longer and people still had the concentration at the start of the raid, that's fine. But I think after 2 hours, people just lose concentration, which is also understandable. Just how it goes. Yeah, in Doom, which is the last boss of Raid Wing 5, you have some bomb mechanics that randomly happen, and if you don't move out of the group, it might kill the whole group. So yes, that's a good call by Echo here, that it's very likely that this will happen if you also die to the blacks. But yeah, Doom is not the next one that I would go for sure. Yeah, I think the hand kiting, if you get the hang of it, it is really, really easy. It's just the same thing all the time. Typically, you do it on something else because if you move in the bubble, you get the hands in the bubble and you might also get the black spawning in the bubble, which is obviously 2 things that you don't want. But you did a good job, so no worries. And I try to save you sometimes with the Well of Recognition to make sure that you don't die if you were standing outside. But at the end, you moved perfectly, so that was not a big issue. Yeah, it was a good run. No worries. Very good. Everyone did a good job. Of course, we could have killed it, but it's for next time. We have to save something for next time as well. Yeah, no problem. I had fun. Hope you had fun as well. Yeah. See you later. See you next time. Yeah, and I think that's also the end for the stream today. Thanks a lot for joining. It was fun. I hope you had some fun as well. Thanks for all the follows, subs, and for the tips. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And check out my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I have some nice guides for beginners, for veterans alike. It's really good. And yeah, thanks a lot. Was a nice stream. Hope you had fun. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching.